Hello, welcome to another video. I'm Edox. Now, this is going to be a bit of a jump-in video topic. This is going to be a tutorial. Why? Because this is a passion project right here. I want to show you a comprehensive guide on artillery. I will be going cannon by cannon. Sorry, I will show you equipment, and then I will go cannon by cannon, and then I will show you strategies. I'll show you all that, right? So, give me a moment while I set up everything, and I will show you how to use the guns. So, first of all, when you load into the game, you're going to get this pick your class screen, alright? So, everything's not important right now, we're just going to go straight to artillery. So, scroll down once and you'll see artillery, support infantry. Spawn wherever you want to and make your way down to the cannons. Now, before we get onto the cannons, let me show you your equipment. You get a worm, swab, bucket, slow match, compass, and a spyglass. Now, for this video, I will be mostly ignoring the spyglass, but I will show you how to use the compass. So I'm going to get rid of that for now, and I will now move on to the cannons. The humble 12-pounder. You should know how to use this. It's a cannon. But for those who don't, I am more than willing to show you. So, first of all, what you want to do is, all the other equipment right now, you don't need it. Maybe the compass, if you're struggling. So, equip your swab, alright? Now, ammo. All you need to do is click one of these two options. Round one, the black one, round shot. It's a solid ball. This is meant for destroying structures, people, and sappers that annoy you. The canister, however, there's been an update to fix it, but I'm still under the impression that it's not very good. This is meant for crowds of people. So let's say there's like a line of infantry down there. I can use this to get rid of them, right? So think of it this way. Round shot for sniping. Canister is like a shotgun. So, let's begin with how to actually load the cannon. First, you want to go up to the front of the gun. Make sure it's cleaned and unmanned, so no one's on it, and, it's ready to use. Take out either of your ammos. I'll start with round shot. Left click to put it in, and it will go like this. It will tell you round shot loaded. Take out your swab. Left click the ammo, or the front of the barrel, and you'll begin pushing it in. Alright? Once that's done, click on the back here, roughly in between where this ball is and the hole is. Or just click the hole. Once you're in it, you'll be stuck to the cannon like this. Your controls are WASD. AD, left, right. WS, up, down. So, on my right is pitch and bearing. Pitch is how far up the cannon will be pointing, how far up or down. If it's positive, it's facing up. If it's in the negatives, it's facing down. The bearing is how much to the left or how much to the right I am on the map. Now, the number is a little bit arbitrary. There's no real 360 whatever. It's just wherever you're pointing. So, first, I will show you how to actually fire the damn thing. So we're not going to do any calculations. Just press F. It's as simple as that. Now there's a tracer, you could call it, so you'll see exactly where it's going, and the impact will have a big plume of smoke, along with your gun. So, I don't know if you missed it, but when you fire it, it will roll back to about here. You cannot use it when it's, rolling. That's the cooldown. So, up top, it will say fired. When it says that, swab again, left click. You want to swab it out. And it's as simple as that. There is no more complicated manners to use the cannon. That's it. If you just wanted to rapid fire that thing, you could. As for the canister, you just left click, put it in, swab it in, and then it will shoot multiple little pellets. Roughly like this. Now, they've buffed it apparently. That did look pretty good actually. But it used to be pretty bad, so I'm still going to be talking about canister as if it sucked. So, the cannon is ready, and it is loaded, and it's just perfectly fine to go, alright? So, we are going to choose that bridge on my left as the target, alright? So, what you want to do is, if you're not confident with eyeballing it, aka looking and moving the cannon, you can take out the compass and point exactly where you're looking at. So that bridge is 72 degrees. Now, you're going to want to stand on the back of your cannon, see where this wood is, stand on that, and just look around. When you take out the compass, it will show you the bearing, the degrees. So that is 72 degrees on my left. So I click on the back, hold A to move it, 72 degrees. Now, if that doesn't look quite right to you, press C, and you can look down the barrel. Now to me, that doesn't look so good, because I can barely see it, so I'm going to adjust to 73 degrees. Now, it's not that far away, so I don't really think I have to adjust the pitch. Because the cannon, the 12-pounder cannon, has a very strong velocity. I'm not going to be using fancy words, sorry. The cannon has a lot of power behind it, so when you shoot it, it goes fairly straight. Alright? So you don't really have to turn it up or down. It's not that weak. It's not dramatic. This isn't the 6-pounder. This is a 12-pounder. Once you fire this thing, it will go roughly where you're looking. So you barely have to make any adjustments unless it was over the tree. So we're gonna press F and see if I hit. Strike! If there was anybody on that bridge, they'd be very much dead. Now, if in case you're wondering how I went into free cam, press Z on your keyboard. You'll get rid of everything, and then you just fly around. Now, I will give you actually the measurements to that castle over there. So that is the enemy. That is the enemy red fort. Now I'm looking at this from a blue perspective, all right, because I like blue team. So I'll give you the measurements for this. So as you saw earlier, the arc is very strong. It barely moves down at all, so there's barely any drop off. So when I want to hit that fort, all I have to do is just press C, aim up, and fire. I may have overshot it. Ah well, that's what adjustments are for. So, all you have to do is just swap it, and keep trying. Now, a lot of playing artillery is like trial and error, so don't worry if you don't hit the first shot. You have plenty of time, unless you're being attacked. So, Let's move on to my favorite cannon, the howitzer. The humble howitzer. This bad boy can wipe out forts, people, groups of enemies, or a singular sapper that you might hate. So, in order to use it, this is the equipment you're going to need. All you need is the swab, the worm, the slow match, and maybe a compass again. Now, for this, I'm not going to be using the compass. I don't like it. I will be eyeballing my shots, which is a skill you're going to want to kind of try and pick up. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. So, there are two types of ammo for the howitzer. The shell and the canister. Now, the canister is the exact same as the 12-pounder, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. But, the shell, you're going to want to find out how to use this thing. Now, as you can tell, it looks like a grenade. That's because it's explosive. Let me show you. Same thing as the 12-pounder. Ammo goes into the front. Now, you'll get fuse length. This is how long it's going to take for the shell to explode. So I'm going to set it for 5 seconds. I'm going to put it in there. And then you're going to use your swab to push it back in. So, this one, as strong as the howitzer is, it has like barely any power behind it. So, you're going to want to aim high. So, I'm going to aim for that bridge again, right? See? I'm aiming for the bridge. I'm not going to adjust the cannon. You're going to see very quickly the arc is really low. I wasn't even that far away, and it still didn't even hit the bridge at 0. Now, you're probably wondering, Anax, you said it was explosive. You're lying to me. No. That's because I didn't light it. You need the slow match to light it. Now, in order to clean the cannon, there's one extra step. You have to use the worm, because it's such a... Well, I don't know the actual reason why you need to worm it, but probably just to get rid of all that, smoldering cartridge left behind. So, instead of saying cleared, it'll say wormed. That's when you need to swab it. Once you swab it, it's now clean. So, let's grab another shell and try that again. Gonna set it for 5 seconds. Swab it back in. Controls are the exact same between all the cannons. I probably should have specified. Now, the bridge is not that far away, but the arc is fairly heavy. So, you want to compensate for this by aiming, I don't know, that's fairly close, so we'll go about 3 degrees up. 3.5. So, you can fire it as it is, as a shell, and it'll act like a round shot. Or, you can do my favorite, and light the damn thing. So, in order to make it useful, take out your slow match, click the front hole of the howitzer, or you can click the side of it like this, and once I do that, you'll hear a click, a spark, and then you're going to want to fire it. You have 5 seconds, or however long you set it for, to press F, or else it's going to misfire. Ready? Let's do it. Perfect hit. Boom. Now, the explosion range on that thing is very big, so if you see a group of enemies, or if you think you might undershoot it, don't worry, that's what the explosion is for. So if you see a rally forming, be sure to hit them with as many shells as you can. Just make sure you don't miss more than twice, because it takes so long to reload. Now, there's also a secondary function of the shell, which most people don't know. Now, some people call it a function. I call it a fucking misfire. So, what's gonna happen is, if you light it, and let's say you start lagging or you just don't shoot it, it's gonna fizz out. But, you might want to stand back for this one, because it's gonna misfire. Like that. Huh. So once it does that, it will explode inside the barrel, and if you try and fire it, it will immediately explode. So that's useful. Okay, this is really weird, but that's useful for if you're being attacked. Let's say there's an enemy approaching me, right? I know I'm going to die. If I light that cannon and run away and don't fire it, that will self-destruct, and you can blow up whoever's trying to get you, and you can make your escape. Now, the canister is just a canister, so I'm not going to go over that. Just remember, very important, the howitzer has a very, very strong arc. So aim high, and make sure you hit. Now, onto the thing most people use, but don't know how to actually, work. This here is the 18 rocket. I think it's the 18-pound rocket or 8-pound rocket. I don't remember. Irrelevant, right? This bad boy is your bombardment, alright? This will get rid of all of your enemies' morale, and it will sometimes kill people. The downside is, it has 0 strength behind it. It is slow, there's a strong arc, and it doesn't have very good splash damage. What do I mean by splash damage? Well, both of these are explosive. So this one is an explosive rocket. It's tipped at the end like a cone, and will explode on impact. So what you want to do is, climb up the thing, and click one of these 2 slots, so we'll go to the left one, to put it in. This here is the shell. This one is slightly better, but not by much. This one is like a mini hand grenade, alright? Once you fire this thing, when it lands, it will sizzle for a little bit, and then explode. So this is like, think of the shell rocket like the shell from the howitzer I showed you earlier, but much less powerful. So once you click this, set the fuse, we'll go for about 10 seconds, because I don't know how far this is going to go. And now you're ready to fire. That's it. That's as simple as it is. You just put rockets on, and you light it. So you're going to need the slow match, of course, and click the bottom of the stick, like so. So the left one is going to fire. So we're going to follow that arc. Has a very, very, very strong arc. And explodes on impact, hitting that poor farmer's house. Now, this shell is slightly different. Still fires the same. Arc is roughly the same. But it will stick into the ground like this and sizzle. And then it'll explode. like that. So, oops, sorry. The main purpose of the rockets is to do two things. Stop a fort from regenerating its health, and also to drain enemy morale. So if you want to stop forts from regenerating, you want to use the impact rockets, okay? This will chip away at an enemy fort's health in no time. By no time, I mean you're going to have to spam about 5,000 of these things to kill one fort. If you're looking to bombard enemies, you're going to want to use the shells. Both are good against infantry. I recommend the shells, but if you're in a pinch, use the impact. Now, how do I move this thing? Don't worry. See this black bar at the bottom? Click that. You have the same pitch and bearing as before, but much more extreme angles. So if I want to hit that fort over there, I'm going to have to aim so much higher. Like this. Now, this thing isn't very complicated, so I'm not going to waste your time with it. All you have to do is click the barrel for ammo, put rockets onto the tip, like this. Light it. And watch them fly. So, there's only two downsides with these things. Slow, and not very high explosive range. Except for the shell, that's slightly better. So we'll move on to the Fort Destroyer. Here we go. The mother of all artillery. The Mortar. Now, this one is much more complicated, and this will probably be the longer section of the video. So if you've just skipped to the Mortar, welcome. So, all you need is a bucket, swab, worm. Everything else you're not going to need. What you are going to need to know is free cam. So press Z to do this. You can do whatever you want in this. You can go under the map, you can zoom out, you can zoom in and out, whatever, right? You're going to need to learn that. Purely because the Mortar is all about trial and error at long range. So, that fort over there. Luckily enough for you, I know the exact way to hit it while being lazy. So let's do that. Now, the bucket goes into this barrel, the black barrel. This is gunpowder. Powder amount, I can put as much or as little as I want. Now, the powder controls the power, okay? So, if I put one powder in, okay? So we're gonna go one powder, click into the barrel, click the round shot, put it in, and we're just going to fire it. So click the tiny hole on the mortar, and then just press F. With one powder, the arc is alright, about the same as a 12-pounder. So to clean it, what you're going to do is worm it. Swab it. And then you're going to want to choose your powder and put the ball in. You cannot just put the ball in because there's no powder. I'll demonstrate real quick. See? Do you hear that? Can't do anything. Now, if I want to put the ball back because I misclicked, you just click the ammo pile. You can do this from any range, by the way. So, yeah. As for the bucket, let's say I accidentally chose 4-4, and I'm like, oh, damn, I don't want this. Just click the barrel and push it back in. So, one powder, not that strong. However, 4 powder, let me show you what it does. This thing will send the ball flying. You could probably hit the other island if you set up a mortar close enough. The good thing about this is you can quote-unquote rapid fire the cannon. There's no cooldown, so once you press F to shoot, you can immediately start cleaning it. So, I'm not the best with the mortar, I will admit to you right now. I'm not the best. But I can certainly give you some tips, right? So, if a fort is let's say, if it's as close as that fort right there, just use 4-4 powder and aim low. Let me show you. So, it's really slow to move, but you can change its pitch just fine. So this is the strategy I use when I have to deal with a fort over there. What I'll do is, I'll set it to the lowest setting, point it right at the tallest part of the building, pull out the bucket, 4-4, click the front, take out a ball, and let it rip. As you can tell, I completely fucking missed, but if I did hit the wall, I would immediately get rid of the flag. Now, the mortar is very good for destroying forts. If there is a fort with like 4,000 health, right? See how my flag is slowly gaining health? If a fort's been there for like a day straight, it's gonna have millions of health. That's what the mortar is for, okay? It's also for getting rid of people you don't like. If you're really good at aiming, you can destroy a sapper. So yeah. So now I will go over just a very quick overview of what everything is supposed to do. The 12-pounder, this is your general use cannon. This is good for infantry, it's good for forts, it's good for picking off people, and it's good for just everything. You can build these whenever. The howitzer is the medium fort destroyer. If it's fairly big or fairly small, you can immediately wipe it out with one hit and one explosion. So this bad boy is good for groups, and it's also good for forts. The rocket, despite my personal hatred for it, this thing is good for destroying rallies, it's good for getting rid of other artillerymen, and it's also good for stopping forts from regenning. Because if you keep doing damage to a fort, it will stop regenning, so bombardment is fairly good for if you want to annoy your enemy. As for the mortar, however, this bad boy is your anti-fort cannon. This is specified, this is specialized, and supposed to destroy forts. If nothing else, use this if there is a huge ass fort. Now, this will end the artillery only part of the tutorial. So, I will conclude with two more things. Literally. The swab is also a melee weapon. Press X to use it, and you can hit people. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can knock them over. It's good in a pinch, or it's good against beating cavalry if they get stuck. This is the worm. It's also a melee weapon. Press X. This one has a slightly smaller hitbox. I don't think it does any extra damage. I haven't gotten a chance to test it yet. But they're both fairly good in a pinch. Now, they're easily blockable, but they're not supposed to be melee weapons. You're supposed to kind of like, you know, hit, make sure they fall over, and start running. Or you can viciously beat them to death, which is the funniest thing you can ever do. Double points if you kill a faction leader with a swab. So Waterloo is fairly generous with its classes, so if you go to class and go to Navy, you'll see the Seaman option. If you click that, you get three things: blunderbuss, a cutlass, and a swab. And you know what you can do with the swab? Use a cannon. So, if you have a little emplacement set up outside against the fort, you can, you know, do this, this. Now, you cannot move when you're on the grass, so just be aware of that. Just load the cannon. And you can fire it. There's absolutely no difference between the emplacement cannon and the regular cannon that's on wheels. So, this is a strategy I call hit and run or temporary emplacements, where a sapper, or just you, build a cannon outside of a fort you don't like, you set up the cannons hidden away so that they don't spot you, and then you unleash hell without them knowing. It's pretty good against overrun servers. Let's say if a red team was dominating. As blue team, I could sneak up into the forests, set up a couple of cannons, swap class, come back over, and start firing. Now this is it's a bit risky, and once you fire the first shot, you're going to be known, but it is good for clearing out forts. So I highly recommend it if you're in a pinch. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you, and then I will wrap this video up. Alright? When you're outside like this, you're exposed. Anybody at any moment could be in that tree and decide to shoot me. They could be over there, they could shoot me. Hell, somebody from that fort could be a really good shot and hit me with a bullet. So, here's a little trick that I saw, and now I actually use. So, fuck you, whoever did that to me. So, it works best on flatter ground. So, you build the cannon, right? Let's say we have it here. Then you go to fortifications, build a team door, and you build it roughly here. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, doesn't that block the cannon? Nope. As long as the barrel is outside of whatever's being built, you can use it like this. So, is this effective? Kinda. Now, it's a little bit finicky, but it will save you a lot of deaths. So, we're gonna pretend like there's actually people around me. So, we're just gonna build a few more like that. And let's get a swab and some round shots. So, in order to do this, you just kind of use your cam, step as close as you can to the cannon, like that. And then, go gadget long arm it, and do this. There we go, just step back. And now you have yourself a shield emplacement. And from here, you just, fire the gun. Boom. If there was somebody in that doorway, they would be very much dead. So, yeah, that's how you can help your fellow artillerymen as a sapper. You can build temporary emplacements, you can refresh their ammo, you can refresh their whole cannon if they're lazy and don't want to reload. You can build shields for them. You can build temporary emplacements. Just remember, as a sapper, your best friend is artillery. Why? Because you need guns! I don't know why people are so, neglectful of artillery people. Anyways, that's all from me. I'm gonna stop wasting your time now. I hope you found this tutorial useful. I hope you now know how to use cannons. Unfortunately, I can't help with the calculations. I just don't do that. I eyeball everything I shoot. So, I hope one day you will also be able to eyeball your shots. So, that's gonna be me. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions about artillery in the comments, in-game, of course, don't be afraid to ask. I will answer. I know I didn't go over the Gatling gun, but that's because that thing is fucking useless. So, that's gonna be me. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.